Hello! Welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to truth's potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today is January 17th, Wednesday in the Matrix Work Week. Hello, hello, hello. It's 2024, and here I am. Hello, Bob Harding. Oh, thanks for joining us. Well, I have to tell you, I am so proud of myself tonight. I've been in the last, I guess, maybe as many as 10 videos, the last 10 lives. I'm never on time. In fact, tonight, I could have started at 8 and I was sitting here waiting. And I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe you're feeling this as well. I have this extreme burst of energy throughout this whole day from this morning until now, and I just am going, and I'm excited to be here. I hope everyone is doing well. How are you? I want to remind you that you're a beautiful being of light. Doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you have, or what you do. As is, cherish yourself. You're highly advanced. You have abilities and talents that you have not yet realized. Now, maybe you want to dig down deep to your childhood, get out a pad of paper, or just sit there and think about it for a minute. When I was 5 years old, or maybe 4, what was in my thoughts? What did I want to do? What was I good at naturally? And maybe focus on that, or just let it rummage around in your mind. There's something there, because we are given gifts and we are given abilities and talents, and sometimes we don't pay attention as we grow at older, because it's not either noticed, or you find something that you're distracted about. Who knows? Whatever reason. I'm just saying, think about it, consider it, reflect on it. So how is everyone doing? Here I am on the East Coast. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, who's here? Trident. Whoa, how are you? Alexandra Morel, coming from New York, listening. Yay. Well, you do that. In fact, Trident, you know what? Telepathically, you must have been hearing me, because I was thinking earlier, I said, I wonder if Trident's going to show up. Trident. He's such the salt of the earth, this guy. All right, so before I get onto the topics, which tonight are angels and demons, cloaking, and the fifth dimension. Of course, I'm going to mention angels, which is our first topic, and psychic phenomenon. Now, before we get on to that, there's a couple of things I want to say. First of all, tomorrow evening, I'm starting with this guy, Michael Edley. I'm starting a radio show, and it's on Blog Talk Radio. And here's the address. And you can go on to it, blogtalkradio.com/2psychics. It starts at 8 p.m. And I hope you listen. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about psychic. We're going to speak about learning about being a psychic. I'm going to do a visualization. It's all audio. It's not, you're not going to see us. It's just a radio show. But I'd love you to join and listen to it. And if you can't listen to it tomorrow night live, then listen to it later on. Now, if you would like a reading, there's a number there to call, and you can get a psychic reading from Michael Edley, and I'm also going to give my insight. So I hope you join us tomorrow night. And okay, so anyway, good vibes, lots of good vibes, everyone. All right, so I want to remind you, like I always do, to write down your dreams when you wake up. Now, the other night, I want to share with you, I've been having these very, very unusual dreams. And during the day, I'm having premonitions before events happen. It's about 30 seconds to 2 minutes before maybe someone's going to walk across my path that I know, something's going to happen. So my skills are actually improving. Like, why does she have to go through all those steps every time? But it's good for me as well, because you must go through the psychic phenomenon steps during the exercise, because to receive the most information from your senses, You have to be as relaxed as possible. We can't just like right now say, okay, let's have a suggestion. We have to go through the steps so that we calm ourselves down. We lower our heart rate. We lower our breathing, the speed of our breathing. So just bear with me when we do those psychic phenomenon exercises. Okay, so dreams. The other night I had this dream. I had two dreams actually, but I just want to mention my dreams, personal experience, that I saw breadcrumbs leading to a blue avian galactic being. And they literally look like a bird, and they're massive. And it was interesting because there was breadcrumbs leading to this extraterrestrial. And the extraterrestrial was giving me some information about me, about something that I'm interested in doing, and how it's going to go for me, how it's going to play out. And I also have had some dreams lately about some of the people in my past that I had some kind of negative situations with. And I think it was a refresher course for me. It was a way of me releasing or looking at the situation from a different perspective and letting it go. Because if we don't let go of some of our traumas or some of maybe a toxic relationship that we have in our life, we are blocking our future. We are blocking future relationships. That is an obstacle for you. You want to get rid of all the obstacles. And we might need to pay attention to our sleeping dreams and write them down. Like I say, get a dream journal, get a composition book, maybe a piece of paper, because we forget it instantaneously. Literally, the minute we wake up, if we don't write it down, it's gone. It's like when you receive psychic information, a sensation. I say it's a physical sensation. And if you don't grab onto that information, whether you're receiving it clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsestinence, clairempathy, it's gone. It's gone. And it's a message for you. You operate on a certain vibrational frequency. You have your own DNA blueprint. You have natural abilities and skills. Accept them. We want to take away any doubt. Don't have any doubt. So your sleeping dreams, your intention, a commitment to do your best. You can change outcomes. You can change them through your thoughts, through your words, through your actions. You don't want to start any project, any job, any relationship. Anytime you get pop in your car, you want to have a good intention. You want to visualize the end result. That's why I like to do visualizations, because it helps you to kind of stretch your abilities. Okay, so your sleeping dreams, your intentions, and your thoughts. From the time you wake up in the morning, when you wake up, you open up your eyes, they pop open. What are you thinking of? What is your first thought? You want to think like, shoot high, the best and the most humongous goal. That's what you want in this moment. Let's remind ourselves. So what are we going to do? I'm going to read the chat in a second. Right now, we're going to let go of any tension we have. Let out a breath. And we're going to have gratitude for this moment. We're going to look around. We're going to ground ourselves. How do we ground ourselves? We imagine our feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. Now, if you have all these wandering thoughts that are going all around, or you're thinking about what just happened, or you're projecting what you're going to do, you're not in this moment. You're not in this moment, and you cannot have a good intention for something you're going to do because you're not even in this moment. And you can't really create whatever you desire, these beautiful goals that you have, unless you're in this moment. So we want to be in this moment, and we're going to ground ourselves, wiggle your toes in the earth. Imagine they're in the earth. You're looking around. What's in front of me? Up, there's this elephant box, the dream journal that I actually wrote. It's right behind me. You can get that on Amazon. There's a little plug for that. And you want to let out a breath. And then right here before you, in this moment, right now, which in New York, it's 8:25 on the East Coast. At 8:25 in this moment, I'm going to create whatever I desire with my thoughts. And my thoughts are going to be, what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What's the environment around it? How does it make me feel? Now, you can't create something wonderful unless it brings you joy. If you have a uh-oh feeling or you're kind of, then that means you're blocking it. Maybe someone said you can't have that. Maybe you said you can't have that. You don't want to doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Okay. Thanks everyone for liking the video. I really appreciate it. No worry about the typos. Everybody, I'm glad you're here. Yay, yay, yay. I dreamt of a huge galactic bird like man. Okay, excuse me. That's the dream that I had. Thank you very much. When did you have that? When did you have that, Bob Harding? Wow. Interesting. Chip tooth. Oh, we don't want that. All right, so let's get right into it. And I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really hope you do. Also, I want to remind you, besides this blogtalkradio.com 2 Psychics that starts tomorrow night, and it's about an hour. We'll see how long we go. And if you want to call in, we'll probably be able to take a couple of people, beings of light like you, for a reading. You can also find my Basics of Telepathy on Roku, and it's under Awaken, Roku TV. So look for Awaken, and you will see a little thumbnail of me. All right, so angels and demons. You know I always speak of angels. Angels are dear to my heart. They come from the heavens to earth, and they're here to protect humanity. And if you know me at all, you know that this is one of my most favorite paintings. Now, this is a close-up. And I love this because it resonated with me for a couple of years. I was doing different lives on different platforms. And this is called Angels Dancing Sun, Giovanni Di Paolo. He's an Italian painter. And these angels are holding each other's hands. They're playing music, and they are dancing in a circle. And this is a close-up of a larger painting. Now, angels are immortal. They are here from the heavens, and you know I've spoken about guardian angels and archangels, and they are supernatural beings that serve God, and they're benevolent, whereas demons are malevolent. And there's verses here. It's good and evil, angels and demons. And angels are well known because we hear about Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and I'm going to speak about that. And they're known to have bird wings, halos, glowing, specks of light, crowns, and they are beautiful. And they carry this purity. They're immortal, they're non-gender, there's 9 ranks of angels. And angels are here. There's a hierarchy of angels. And at the lowest is guardian angels. And I believe that we have guardian angels that protect us from birth. And they guide us and they whisper in our ear. And they're present. They're present here with us. Like right now, there's guardian angels around me. And around you, there's guardian angels. And they come from the heavens. They descend and ascend on a staircase from heaven. And Archangel Michael, I'll give you some little nutshell information. Archangel Michael is known as the military angel of mercy, the general in God's army. He's in charge, or he, she, because they're non-gender. And I have basically an obsession with angels, and I have for a very long time, because I sense that angels had been there when I had these near-death experiences as a baby, 2.5, and then at 6 years old. I know that angels meet you when you pass over, and they take you to the other side. They also inform you in this world that we live in, this matrix, the simulation that we're living in. They come here and they help guard us, and they tell us in some circumstances, maybe they drop a thought in your in your brain. Maybe there's some way that they show you through a situation. And it might be to lead you to a direction that's going to help you, or it's going to lead you to a direction that will be promising, a treasure trove of fabulous events, or some dire, dangerous situation. They'll encourage you to step out of the way. And I know that they perform miracles, divine intervention. Now, Archangel Gabriel is the military angel of mercy. And I'm just basically showing you angels because obviously I don't know. I haven't met. I want to say that I've had visitations from angels, and I've spoken about that. Which angel that is, Archangel, I don't know. They do seem very powerful, the energy that I receive. Now, Archangel Gabriel is a messenger, also military, head of all angels. And I'm giving you a little tidbits about some of these archangels, and you might want to pray. And at the end of this little bit of information about this topic of angels and demons, after I go through demons, I'm then going to give you a prayer about angels, because I don't want to end this topic speaking of demons. So Archangel Ramiel is the angel of divine visions, guiding a soul to heaven. Now, you might choose to pray to an angel. You might say, oh, this angel really, really helps me. I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to the suggestion of this angel. It's entirely up to you. These are all suggestions. I'm just giving suggestions, and I go down the rabbit hole because there's something that I sense to be a relevant topic and some kind of information that I think might help us in this world that we live in. Now, there's Archangel Uriel, who is the El God and is my light patron of the arts. So is known as my light patron of the arts. Now, Archangel Zariel is the guardian of angels of the forest and nature. You can look up and find there's so many angels. I could go on and on. I don't even know how many. I scrolled through and I grabbed a few that I knew of myself. Okay, so angels will share with us a natural phenomenon. There's an energy that they bring, there's a goodness that you feel, and they are fighting evil for us on this earth, and they are protecting humanity. They're guiding, they're messengers, and they're warriors. They are basically servants to God. They're angelic beings with heavenly powers. Now, in the Bible, they say, oh, what's Trident saying now? I'm so happy for this moment. I swear that just stopped. And leading me between lives. Really? Very fleeting, very serious. Joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel and share with me what is on your mind. Maybe I'm not saying something that you'd like to talk about and mention it to me. Here's another angel. Now, this is in fine arts. This is how they look, right? Okay, so in the Bible, angels are mentioned. In the New Testament, it says the existence of angels, just like demons, is taken for granted. They can intervene and intercede on behalf of humans. Angels protect the righteous, and they dwell in the heavens and act as God's warriors and worship God. Now, angels also appeared, if you remember, at the birth of John Baptist. And Gabriel visited Mary to foretell that she was going to have baby Jesus. And then the angels also appeared during the birth of Jesus. So that's pretty much what I want to share with you in relation to angels. Now, lately I've spoken about some of these. It seems as though we're not quite sure exactly what they are. Are they reptilian extraterrestrials? Are they demons? Are they, I guess, some kind of extraneous entity that's in relation to Satan? And a few weeks ago in Miami, allegedly, there were over 100 police cars at the Miami Mall, and there were these kids leaving, running out of there. And some said that there were these demon-like, these oversized extraterrestrials, some kind of beings, and they moved in and out. Were they phantoms? Were they demons? What were they? Was that real or not real? And I spoke about this, which is known as a Draconian reptilian, and it almost looks demonic, doesn't it? And the reason why I'm bringing up demons is because I'm a little disturbed. Who is that? Starshine. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Everyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York. And I'm here to, I guess, put a spin on things in a positive way and kind of just share some information. The reason why I wanted to bring up demons is because lately we're kind of experiencing some kind of shift in our physical external reality. And what I mean by that is we're hearing, what are these things on the hills of Brazil? What are these things by the Miami Mall? We hear about some kind of psychic attack people are experiencing, or while they're sleeping, they have sleep paralysis and something's going after them in the astral realm, or they are having a Mr. Smith. Like I had this Mr. Smith entity visit me in a dream about a week or 10 days ago. And all of this is kind of coming from the same place. And what I mean by that is it's darkness, it's negativity, it brings on fear, it scares us. And some out there in the physical reality, other beings like us, but not us, think it's fun to kind of tap into that, kind of mess around with that. And it's kind of, and you have to be very careful. And I'm going to give you some warnings right now. Now, I worked as a house clearer. What did that mean? That meant that someone said their house was possessed or there was a poltergeist, and I went in and I'd have to clear it out or attempt to clear it out. Now, it's not always possible. You can't mess around with this kind of stuff. You can't bring it into your world. You can't ask for it. You can't do some kind of crazy ritual or speak about it and think, oh, it's so fun, it's so exciting. It's not. When it comes into your world, it will possess you and not let you go. And then it might bring thought forms into your mind and change your thought patterns. You can't mess around with demons or evil entities. You just don't. So what are demons? Well, they say maybe they're what's called fallen angels. And they're cast out of the heavens, and they were angels that had sinned, and they tempted humans, and they left the heavens, and then they were involved with human women, and then they had what's considered Nephilion. And they were considered monstrous offspring, and they were sons of God. They were known as violent giants. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. That's right, under the synagogue, you're right, Trident. In New York City, they found these tunnels. Now, I've spoken about, not we, because it's just me here, and Elsa's down there, so it wasn't Elsa. I've spoken about. I'm claiming I've spoken about these underground tunnels, and now we're kind of seeing glimpses of this. Why is that? Why are some of these evils being shown to us? Well, some of it's intentional, some of it's by mistake. Now, I'm going to share with you that I know that if someone is trying to hide something, and this is maybe out in our world, this is not some random situation, I'm talking about out in our world. Let's say you were trying to hide something, or you were trying to lie about something, maybe avoid someone. Did you ever find that somehow you ran into them anyway? That's because of all your energy that you're giving to it to hide it. It's going to be shown. The truth always is revealed. Like I say, it always comes out in the wash. And it might happen by accident. You're like, oh, I didn't want to run into that person, because you gave it so much energy not to that you did. And I believe that evil is trying hard to hide itself. And now it's surfacing because more light is coming onto the earth as we get into the fifth dimension, the subject tonight of the fifth dimension. You will find out it's about all of us raising our consciousness. You and I are raising our consciousness. What does that mean? That means that we are coming to a place, a new belief system that's more about quiet, peace, love, compassion. We're stretching ourselves. We're realizing who we are. We're loving ourselves more, accepting ourselves more, and we are trying to achieve more. And we are raising our vibration to a higher consciousness. And as that happens to the masses, because people are awakening every single day, it's very exciting. Why are they awakening? Because there's all of this disclosure coming out. And it's going to happen more and more in 2024. And I don't know how much you've already heard about. It's very off-putting, some of the evil that has happened. And I don't want to know anymore. I'm just going to focus on, at this point, helping people, healing, and trying to stay away from reading or knowing anything else that I don't already know, because it's disturbing. Back to angels. So they're fallen. Demons are fallen angels. And they say that sons of God were involved with daughters of Eve. It's the original evil. It's where it's connected to, as they say, the devil, Satan, all that stuff. And they have no hope, and they are in eternal punishment. The problem is out there right now is, as we watch all these streaming channels, we will find out, I'm going to read that chat in just a second, more and more of these platforms are owned by the deep state. They're owned by some of these secret society members. And there's a lot of really negative, bloody, disastrous shows. So if you are watching television, if you are listening to programming, if you are looking at your phone and watching social media, be very careful with what you watch, because it carries a frequency and it's going to send it to you. And the words might affect you. So be very careful with what you choose, because evil will drag itself into your life. Be careful. Evil is trying at this point to access as many minds as possible to defeat goodness and love. We don't want to have any fear. We want to embrace everything out here and within us with love and joy and happiness. So to top it off and to end this topic about demons, and I have this, like, I guess you could say this looks like a dragon, and that's why I'm holding it up. But I've been holding this up because this is goodness, an archangel fighting something demonic. And it's a malevolent entity, and this is a benevolent entity. It's good and evil. So demons can be found in occultism, black magic, and I would say some of this programming that's on. So be aware. Try to stay away from that. It's not going to help you. Gifted some artwork from Annette Broderick. Oh, really? Yeah, you know what? I want to say something about that. I want to say, be careful with what you bring into your home, your possessions. If you don't know where it came from, it can carry some kind of energy. Watch who you're around. Now, look, I'm not trying to wrap you in cotton. I'm just trying to say that be aware that sometimes, I think I broke this glass. Sometimes if we are in a vulnerable state, or if we have an open heart, it's like when you're around someone who is full of drama or they're upset, you might feel everything and it might pinch your heart. It's the same with possessions. It's the same with, like I just said, a television program, or as Trident just said, a possession that he brought in. Starshine, anyone like the fictional series Supernatural. That was really good. Watched it for. Well, you know what? That was like kind of a G rating. Some of these shows now that are on are really rough, and they're violent and they're bloody, and it's programming that has evolved into layers of subtle messages. We have to be careful because there's subliminal messages that we receive through maybe the vibration, through the frequency, through the words, through the pictures. Just be aware. That's all I'm trying to say. She doesn't. I think Supernatural, I know people that have watched that. And I don't think that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some of these like more recent streaming platforms. And every single one of the shows or movies is really like ultra dark, demonic. And just be careful of that. To watch a series Lucifer. I wasn't too keen. Yeah, I'm not too keen on the Lucifer thing. So that's just all just bringing awareness. I'm just trying to bring awareness. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, so let me share with you. Okay. When we hold on, I'm just trying to figure this out. Yeah, so basically some of these giants and these beings, whether they're extraterrestrials, are existing in other realms, and they are coming here, and we have to just be careful because we are vulnerable and it's all unknown to us. And I don't know if there's going to be some kind of overt action to possess us, to own us. And there's gateways that are open to evil. And so we want to make sure that we keep them closed. We want to spend more time in nature, meditating, focusing on whatever it is that you want, your dreams and your desires, keeping joy and love in your heart. Evil cannot conquer you if you have love and joy in your heart. So angels are touched by God. I'm going to give you a prayer right now. We are in the midst of protecting and saving humanity. Here's a prayer to Saint Michael. And I'm just going to hold up a painting here. This is a famous painting, or it might be some kind of fresco in a church. Here's a prayer to Saint Michael. I'm going to end this subject with that. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him. We humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. So basically, I just want to be sending a lot of light and love to you, and I want good things for you. And before we get on to the topic of cloaking, what exactly is that? I'm going to say light on the horizon. Now, you guys know me. What does this mean when I do this? It's because I would have these dreams, and I get up from my bed, and I'd go to this window, and I'd look out the window, and the window was a rectangle. And through the window, I saw this light on the horizon, and I saw rippling blue water. And it was the moment that the sun was rising above the horizon. And it was yellows and oranges and reds. And it touched my heart. And I'm suggesting to you to acknowledge that. Remind yourself to get up, set your alarm, try to go see the sunrise if you have a horizon by you. Because light on the horizon means good things are coming beyond your view. A difficult situation will improve. We can't see. We have to have faith. There's not going to be any proof. You're not going to have anything you can hold on to. You just have to believe. Now, I've been here doing lives, and the last few months, it's tapered down to hardly ever because I have these jobs in the matrix, personal experience, and I have bills that I have to pay. You probably do as well. And I was trying to get through some health crises that I had. And I had a few, and they just kept dropping on my lap. And I couldn't get it off of me. And I was really feeling beat up. And I didn't know if it was ever going to end, but I just kept going. And so I'm saying to you, never give up. Believe in your dreams. Visualize. Close your eyes. Can you see it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What is it that you want? Have you created a list of 10 humongous goals? And that's going to be something far reaching. You want to shoot high. If you want to get here, you want to shoot high. Something that is imaginable to you. And then as you in your mind frequently think about it and reflect on it and make plans, all of a sudden it's not going to seem so humongous. You might say, you know what, that's not a big enough goal. You deserve everything right now in this moment, not in 20 years, not in 30 years, not when you retire. It's right now. Bob Hardy, I had an image of meat sacrifice. Ooh, yeesh. Yikes, that's terrible. Hey, Cags, tomorrow night should be great. Thanks. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a radio show called Two Psychics with Michael Edley. You can find it at blogtalkradio.com, and that's the address. It's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hope you join us. All right, so cloaking. What is cloaking? Well, cloaking is literally you're making yourself invisible. Now, if you've seen some of these sci-fi, Marvel, superhero movies, there's a few of them that can literally cover themselves with a cape and you can't see them, and then they're invisible. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, and so is teleportation. So cloaking is covering, concealing, and it means an outer garment or some kind of covering makes you invisible. This has already happened as far back as 1943. 1943. And it renders you invisible and you can't see it. And there's a couple of ways that it's being done. It's being done through, let's see, I'll give you through advanced technology, but there's a couple of possibilities and ways that it's already happened. And they speak of conditions which are similar to gateways. Yes. I want to, why Starshine is just, I just want to say one thing about that. CERN, they started CERN up again, which is that large cauldron. And I mentioned it a few weeks ago, and it's this machine, this mechanism that they turn on, and it has to do with particles and frequency. And I believe that they turned it on because they were trying to force out or bring forward some kind of energy or entities through gateways. I know that at some point we're going to literally see with our eyes angels and demons. I've seen in my third eye demons, I've seen angels, but we will see them in the physical reality because we are rising up and everything is going to be visible to us. All right, so cloaking. Cryptids have been known to cloak themselves, and cryptids are, they say Bigfoot, they say extraterrestrials, they say some of these monsters that exist. Maybe it's a giant, maybe it is a dark entity. Cryptids are supernatural entities, beings. They might be a werewolf or what is that called? Mothman. That's a cryptid. And so cryptids have been known to cloak themselves, and advanced technology has already cloaked UFOs, cloaked Bigfoot, ships, humans, extraterrestrials. So cloaking is a superpower. Cloaking technology finds a way to bend around a person or object from all directions. And there's what's called hyperstealth. This was really interesting when I found out about this. Hyperstealth Technology Corporation. You can Google it. Look at DuckDuckGo. Hyperstealth Technology Corporation. It unveiled invisible technology, and it's called quantum stealth. It's for cloaking, to make things seem as though they're invisible. So it would basically be this way, this technology that they have, so that I'm covered. And I know that it goes through, first it looks like there you are under a veil, and then all you see is the outline. So they developed this quantum stealth cloaking technology for the military. It's a patent prototype, and it was made for our military, the US military, to hide equipment and vehicles during some kind of activity or some kind of emergency situation, and it hides or distorts others. So the quantum stealth technology can conceals and infrared, even from infrared and ultraviolet imaging. It creates dead spots. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of what's called the Philadelphia experiment. Philadelphia experiment was something, again, our military, also known as Project Rainbow, and teleportation was involved. So this went far back to October 28th, 1943. A Navy cloaking device and teleportation was the Philadelphia experiment. So the US Navy destroyer Eldridge was cloaked by the US military. And what ended up happening was horrible. Now, this is, do I have proof of this? No, this is what's been said. And they said it was debunked because I looked into it. It was debunked, and then no, it was true. And then there was crew members that spoke about it, but it was did not work out so well, because what they did was they cloaked this naval ship. And when it was uncloaked, the crew, some of them were insane. Some of them, their bodies were attached to different parts of the boat, the ship, and they were scattered around the ship, different body parts. So what happened was, during this experiment, the Philadelphia experiment, there was flashes of green light, and then mysterious disappearance of the Eldridge at Norfolk in the port of Philadelphia. And it made the ship invisible. But unfortunately, what happened was they didn't know where the ship went, and they claimed that it went into this a time travel. Pretty sure my door keys have this cloaking tech. Sometimes. Check out Kinnear screens. It blocks visible light and adjusts your eyes to see more. All right, so now Nikola Tesla actually was working on time travel and teleportation, time and space. He was influenced by using highly charged rotating magnetic fields, and he experimented with radio frequencies, the transmission of electrical energy through the atmosphere. Let me see. Do I have one of my, let me see. Hold on. You should see the library of books I have. Okay, so here's a Nikola Tesla book. because I'll hold him up. So he was working on transmission of electrical energy. So Project Rainbow, the Philadelphia experiment, involved wrapping electromagnetic coils, the idea of electromagnetic coils, which he worked on. And I know that I mentioned this in the past, and it was something about wrapping it around, and then it would render whatever the object was invisible. The device locks the magnetic fields and acts as a cosmological reference with the electromagnetic fields at the center of the galaxy. Now, the Project Rainbow was devised by the CIA, this time travel project. Now, we don't know what happened to the naval ship. We don't know where it traveled to. And it did leave the location. And whatever happened to the humans that were on the ship was not good. They say that the ship was invisible, but there was an outline of it. And again, the crew came back, and they were attached to different parts of the boat, like the hull of the boat, different parts of their body. I don't know if that's cool. I'm pretty sure it might. Okay. All right. So there you go. Now, moving on, I want to say in a few minutes, we're going to do some psychic phenomenon. And I want to speak of for a moment or two. I want to speak about the fifth dimension. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy. Okay, so the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension, I want to say that the fifth dimension is all about light and love. Is the fifth dimension are we going to have what's called first contact? I'm going to get into that in a minute about first contact. I found this blog today. Now, I don't know if you've ever been on Twitter. A friend of mine, Keith369, he's come here before. He's been on here. 369, I want to say. Where's my little list? He enlightened me about this blog, and it's called 2012 Portal Blog Spot. And I'm going to get into that. And he spoke about first contact. Now, the fifth dimension, what exactly is that? Well, they say we are living in the simulation. And what's a simulation? It's a reality that is created. We live in a world, this physical reality that is out here, this outer world, that we've been shown there's one way to do things. There's these systems that we exist in, whether it's our medical, our government, our education, the history that we know of. And we basically are supposed to take everything at face value. Like, okay, that's true. That's the third dimension. That's the matrix. Is it a simulation that we live in? Is there a dome over us? And this is all created. What is real? Have we had what's called mind control, MK Ultra? And that is sending us these thought forms. And maybe it's through simply turning on the television and blasting out the news at us. The same stories over and over again. Everyone's saying it. Then people are talking in the physical reality about it. It happened to me over the weekend. Now, I don't watch the news anymore because I know that it's paid programming, and I know that it evokes fear, and it's stressful because there's nothing good about it, and it's just a lot of hearsay, speculation, editorializing, retracing your steps over and over again. And then it's also taking some kind of video or something that's happened and then directing it in a certain way to you, telling you a certain narrative. So I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the news because I worked in the business, I worked behind and in front of the camera, and I know all of it is made up. The clothing, the hairstyles, how they're dressed, how they're presented, and I don't take any of it seriously. And they're paid. Just like you have a job and I have a job in the Matrix, that's their job. That's the third dimension. Then apparently the fourth dimension, you're moving up where you're kind of starting to question things and you're bringing more light into your system. Now, the Matrix, the third dimension that we're living in, is a belief system of don't take things personally, get out of my way, I'm going for that, that's mine. Service to self, it's all about me, it's about greed, it's about economics, how much money you have, how much stuff you have. It's not about love, it's not about peace. Now, as you rise up and you wake up and you say, you know what, maybe I don't like this third dimension that I'm living in. Maybe I want to expand. I want to have a wider array of awareness. I want to look behind the curtain. I want to question everything in front of me. I want to have a higher consciousness. You are headed towards the fifth dimension. You are waking up. Now, maybe it's going to come through some kind of spiritual exercise or experience. Maybe you have a come to Jesus moment. Maybe a near-death experience. Maybe you have a loss. Things become more profound to you. You connect to nature. You have some kind of event in your life that changes you. And you say, wow, I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to go to light. I want to be in a place that I have more calmness. I don't want to have this crazy mindset and overstress myself. Maybe I want to have fun. That's the fifth dimension. We are going to interact with light. So it's going to connect all known forces of the universe, strong and weak, nuclear force and electromagnetism and gravity. So we are going to believe that by raising our vibration and moving to a higher frequency, we will reach enlightenment or a place of more peace and love. Now, maybe you can find that through meditation. If you want to hack yourself out of the matrix, you might be meditating, practicing some kind of breathing exercises, just focusing on your breath. Really, that's all meditation is. It's calming yourself down. It's internalizing and going into your inner life, your heart space, your third eye chakra. Maybe it will come through to you by acts of kindness and compassion and love and giving. Change it up. If you want to enter the fifth dimension, you're going to have to change it up. It's not going to just happen like this. Become more creative. Reach out to your imagination. Stretch your clear senses. That's how you're going to open up in here, not out here. It's not going to work that way. You have to tune inward. You have to understand yourself more. You have to accept yourself more. You have to take away any doubt. That's going to be the first thing. You might want to go to a more spiritual place. Maybe start having affirmations, prayer. Everyone's going to find it differently. None of us are on the same path or journey. That's why when I say out in the physical reality, when people are following what everyone else is doing, I'm like, why are they doing that? Because that's not, everyone's journey is different. It's all independent, but we come together through our consciousness. That's how we come together, through peace and love. We're not going to come together through how much furniture we have in our house or what car we drive. It's going to be through our mindset. So we connect to consciousness through frequency, vibration, and energy. So our brain is evolving to consciousness, which is neural competition to survive, the ability to choose what is important. Then it's internal and external conflict, which helps you to deepen underlying beliefs. And then third, collective consciousness, you're becoming conscious. What is Hey, Keith. Yay, okay, so Keith, I'm glad you're here if you're still here. Keith enlightened me today, and he enlightened me all about this 2012 portal blogspot.com. And it was about these med beds. And I've been hearing more about these med beds. And what are med beds? Med beds are known to be some kind of healing device. Are you laying down in them? Are you standing in them? I know there's the Rife machine, and it's about holding on to these little sticks, and it sends vibration. Or you're standing on this little, it's not a tray, it's some kind of stand. You stand on it and you vibrate. And the vibrational frequency will heal you. And the med beds are gimmicky now. At this moment, I don't know if there's real med beds out there. It's claimed that this med bed is advanced technology from the Palladians, from extraterrestrials. So I was getting on to some kind of discussions about MedBed on Twitter today, and I saw Keith's tweet. And he spoke about a way to receive some kind of healing MedBed treatment without going into a MedBed, right? You're still here, yay. And what he said was, the Palladians would like to help people with chronic pain that have developed a protocol that it's basically you're calling out to them. Now, I've learned, and I've spoken about the fact that I've had telepathic, I'm a contactee, inner world. I'm an inner contactee with extraterrestrials. Bear with me. And I have received information from them. And so I've learned to adjust my frequency to communicate. Now, when I go to sleep at night, I hear some kind of vibrational frequency. I hear it. Now, it's coming from an outside source, like I say with psychic phenomenon. I'm hearing it someplace in my system, and I tune into that frequency. It's a sound, and it basically takes me someplace else. So I know that there are ways to communicate with extraterrestrials. Well, back to what Keith said. There is a way to reach out to them that if you repeat 3 times in your mind, command PB Stardust, command PB Stardust, command PB Stardust in your mind, the Palladians will help you with chronic pain. Are Palladians angels? Palladians are pure beings. They are beings of light. They are positive. They are benevolent. And they are known to be extraterrestrials. Now, I have a picture of what allegedly a Palladian. So this 2012 portal.blogspot.com offers a bit of information. And I'm going to recite something before we get onto the psychic phenomenon, which is in about 1 minute. All right, so these are what we suspect are Palladians. Now, they look like they might be from a Nordic country, they're blonde, they're thin, they look very like maybe Iceland, and that's the look of a Palladian. Okay, so you say, if you have chronic pain, you repeat 3 times, command PB stardust, command PB stardust, command PB stardust. I'll put it in the description. All right, so I looked further on this blog, and what was interesting, I read about the event, and I wanted to share this with you because my favorite quote of Alden, I think I would say, though only learn about a faith in a group of good people. Yes, yes, a faith of good people. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Starshine. Where are you coming from? What is first contact? Well, we hear, as this world that we're living in, this physical reality, ourselves, here we are, we will begin to shift. The earth is shifting. Humanity is shifting. And after this big event, so is the event going to be a solar flash? Is the event going to be divine, something divine? I don't know. We hear that after the event, there's going to be contact with humanity. So I'm going to read what it says, and then I'm going to get onto psychic phenomenon. Okay, that's going to be an exercise. So we're going to stretch your clair senses. So hold on one more second. Tonight we spoke about angels and demons, cloaking, the 5th dimension. Okay. Is there going to be a shift? Yes, after some kind of event. All right. And this is what this blog says. At the moment of the event, the light forces will contact humanity only indirectly with intel releases through the mass media after the completion of the cabal arrest process and after the majority of humanity overcomes the initial shock. The light forces will begin to contact certain individuals directly. Maybe we're going to get contacted. This will mostly likely start a few weeks into a few months after the event. At the time, contact zones will be created. Contact zones are areas on private property where the owners will dedicate part of their land to the contact experience. So this is basically a look of contact, because obviously there's some kind of event going on. Is that a spaceship behind there? Is this a light event? I don't know. This is what is resonating with me, so I'm sharing it with you. The owners will then experience a physical contact with the Palladians that will land on their land in a small beam ship. Those individuals will go to the mass media and report their experiences, therefore preparing humanity for the reality of the contact. These contact zones will become more and more numerous until a certain critical mass has been reached for first contact. After the first contact, positive I Ching races will begin to distribute their advanced technologies that will quickly bring the Earth humanity into the 5th dimension of golden age. All right. Well, there you have it. I've shared with you the 5th dimension. How are you going to find it? You're going to hack yourself out of the matrix. Probably already have, but you wouldn't be here with me tonight, right? That's through meditation, through your clairsenses, through nature, through some kind of spiritual advancement, prayer. Try it. And you are capable of so much more than you ever imagined. Now, what are your 3 characteristics that make you unique, genuine? What are they? What am I talking about exactly? When you're having a bad time, you're going to need to remind yourself of your 3 characteristics. You have attributes that no one else on the planet has. You are special. You have a special, unique, original blueprint that is coming forward. Now, with that, maybe you're going to be able to do telekinesis. Maybe you're going to be able to cloak yourself. Maybe you're going to be able to fly in the air. You might be a great novelist, an unbelievable writer, skier, something. You have superpowers that are undefined yet. So I'm reminding you, what are your 3 characteristics? Love yourself. You have to have self-love. I am, whatever it is you want to say. I am strong, courageous. I am powerful. Your 3 characteristics. Maybe you have the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you are an amazing friend, amazing storyteller. What are they that define you? So when you're having a bad day and you say, oh, I'm never going to get out of this situation, or I'm broke, I'm never going to have a dime, things are bad for me. You have to have something to stand on. You have to bring hope and light into your heart. There might not be anybody out there who's going to help you or support you. You have to find the power within you. You're going to pull it up from your root chakra, the base of your spine. You're going to pull it up, and you're going to make sure that you remind yourself of those 3 characteristics. Okay, psychic phenomenon. My phone is ringing, and I'm not ready to take the call because we have to do some psychic phenomenon. Okay, here we go, psychic phenomenon. Here is a list of your clairsenses. You have a natural capability to one of these clairsenses. Are you clairvoyant? Are you clairempathic? Do you have clairaudience? Clear feeling, clear hearing, clear seeing. Your clairsenses are a knowing coming from an outside source. There's not going to be any proof. You have to trust. You have to believe. You have to push away doubt. So we're going to do that right now before we go. We hit the 1 hour mark. All right. First, we're going to let go of any tension that we have in our body. We're going to drop down into the base of our spine. We're going to put all our weight on our bottom. We're going to let out a breath. I'm going to say, thank you so much. Here I am. I'm so grateful for this moment. I have gratitude. I'm going to remind myself I'm here in this moment. The more that you're in the moment, the more you can create, the more you can receive. Now you have a knowing within you. You have an extrasensory perception. You have an intuition. Take away any fear. Take away any doubt. Push it all away. So you're dropping down. You're relaxing. All the tensions leaving your arms. And you imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth. The base of your spine to the earth. You let out a breath. We're going to do 3 inhales and exhales, and you're dropping down into your physical being. You're having focus and concentration. All right, so we're going to do 3 inhales and exhales, and then we're going to have some kind of suggestion, and we're going to come up with some information. You have it within you. Accept it. Okay, 3 breaths. Hopefully you're more relaxed. I lost count. I'm a little excited. You can tell I have a lot of energy, this burst of energy that came through to me today. All right. So now that we've dropped down, we've relaxed, you've pushed away any doubt, you accept yourself, you have a willingness to accept. I'd like you to focus in on one of your clairsenses. It's either your hearing beyond the walls of the room. Now you're going to accept it. It's not about our thoughts. We're not thinking. We're pushing away thoughts. We're just tuning into. Maybe it's our smell. Maybe it's our taste. Maybe it's our hearing. Maybe it's our seeing. Have you opened up your 3rd eye? Your feeling. Okay, so you're going to pick one of your clairsenses. Maybe it's your sense of touch. I'm going to tune into my hearing that's very steady for me lately. You are going to have the ability to master at least one of these clairsenses, possibly 3, possibly all of them. Maybe you're a channeler, maybe you're a medium. All right, so here's the suggestion for this evening. The suggestion that I'm going to give, focus on one of your clear senses. The suggestion I'm going to give tonight is, I'd like you to remember, have the memory of your very first birthday as a human being here on this earth. Your first birthday. Okay, I'm going to be quiet and let's see what we receive, what information from an outside source. I have an abundance of memory from this, and I've never thought about it before. I don't know if you received anything. I don't know how long my eyes were closed, and I didn't want to hang on to that too long and lose anyone. So it's very interesting. What happened for me was so much information came through with all my different senses. I was seeing, I was hearing, I was feeling, I was seeing myself, and I couldn't figure out how I was seeing myself. It was, for some reason, somehow, I actually saw my reflection in a mirror. And I saw myself for the very first time, or my first memory of seeing myself in a mirror. And before that, I guess I didn't know what I looked like, but I was very, very aware at that point. And I saw all the relatives. It was my first birthday, and it was a very joyful event for me. And I loved this experience I just had because it brought so much of me back to me, because I had some traumatic events a year and a half after this. And I believe that I connected to who I am. Now, I come up with these suggestions, and I don't know where they come from, but someplace inside of me, there's an internal force that's giving me this information to relay to you. It's something intuitive, and it's helpful in some way. I hope it worked for you. I hope you received something. Breathe in, breathe out through the feet. Aw. So here we go. Now, before I go, I want to remind you, tomorrow night you can find me and Michael Edley on this. Where's that picture I have of Michael Edley and I, so you can remind you. Michael Edley and I are doing this radio show tomorrow, and you can see us at this. Again, I'm pushing this, and you not see us. You can hear us on this radio show, and if you'd like to call in and get a reading, we can speak. You can join us, and it's going to be every Thursday at 8 p.m. So there's that, and I also want to remind you that you can find me on Roku TV under Awaken, and my content is Spark Light. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I'm sending light and love to you. I want good things for you. Doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you have, or what you do. You're a beautiful being of light. I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. And everyone, thank you for joining us. Keith and Bob Harding and Trident, everyone else who's here, Alexandra Morel and Cags, and everyone, and Starshine, everyone who didn't write in the chat, thank you so much. You're in the middle of this spinning light. It's a band of white light, and I want good things for you. And why am I doing this? Because white light breaks away negativity and darkness. And I'm spinning it the other way, counterclockwise. And you're making a wish, and I'm going to make a wish too. I want good things for you. You're a beautiful being of light. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to hold up Elsa before I go because she wanted to be on the video initially. She's going for a grooming. So Elsa and I are saying goodbye. Everyone have a great night. Be happy, and I'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.